Hey guys, Kimball here, back again, doing another replay analysis. This time we are with LORDMACCUS in the diamond ranks. I think he said he's diamond 3, or I think he's diamond 3. So definitely some things to work on here. I think rotationally he does a really good job. You can see there's a ton of goals here in the game. So I'm just going to comment on something here, and I notice it in other places too, but like going for this hit and not having a great method of recovery here kind of puts you out of position for a brief moment. So kind of a small minute thing, but definitely as you get higher up in the ranks, like your ability to recover becomes really, really important. So just factor that into the choices that you make in terms of what is next for you after you make a move or you make a decision. So just think about that. Recovery is really important, and what I like to do to practice recovery is just kind of go in free play and jump off of everything and hit the ball in all kinds of weird ways, and practice landing on my feet and ready to go, or landing on my wheels and just ready to go. And if you need to, hold boost, or hold drift while you're kind of falling, and that way you can steer and boost and maneuver your way back into a good position. Like if you land sideways, it's kind of hard to move, but if you're holding drift and boost, if you can get your car to do things that you couldn't otherwise. So keep that in mind. It comes up elsewhere in the video. I'll just mention it when it comes up. And then too, like just thinking about like your next touch on the ball. So like this, your teammate's back, you got the ball, and so it's basically a 1 or 2v1 in this scenario here, and you kind of like just chip the ball up, and that like it couldn't have been any better for him, for Divine Horizon. So like in this instance, I might have forward dodged at the ball and sent it up the wall and tried to get a pass play together with my teammate, because you have the space and you have a little bit of time while Mr. Noose recovers. But it didn't happen that way. So just think about that. When you hit the ball, think about what's next. And this kind of happened simultaneously, but like on rotations, when you're last guy back, like you gotta be responsible, and you have to make sure that nothing silly is getting by you, and silly like any kind of stupid little shots that shouldn't be going in, right? And Mad Brother kind of pushes up here in this instance, and instead of going back to really back him up, you are right by him. So for twos, even threes, but I always like to be a quarter to a third of the way of the field away from my teammate. And that's because coverage could make the difference between a silly goal going in and you being able to save a silly goal. So in this instance, I would have turned left and gone to net here, especially in the middle of the field. The ball's popping off of Mad Brother. He doesn't have this in his possession, so kind of shadowing him is really risky for this reason. See, if you were in, if you were coming from the net, you might have had a better, quicker approach to this ball. And you definitely would have had a better angle. And, that pinch just didn't work right for you. And that kind of sucks. That's really unfortunate. So be careful about passing the ball to your opponents. It's fine. You really don't need to jump for that. Like, your teammate is back. Just circle back. Let him be comfortable, because like, watch it from his perspective. Like, let him be comfortable with going for that. because he had, like, in this, you would have known this, but he has boost. You know, he's kind of just waiting for this to unravel, and you know, instead of him just being able to pressure. So be careful, you know, for those times. That's good. I like that. Good job. Good pass. Didn't really, you know, work out for you, but it could have. You know, that's a nice little play. On this, like, again, like, if you're gonna be the last guy, be the last guy. Like, you know, you have to be responsible when you're the last person. So kind of, you know, you're basically just waiting for him to get to the ball and for him to, you know, do something with it so that you can get a good challenge on him. But really, like, you should be in a more defensive mode, especially because you have Mr. Kamikaze Mad Brother, you know, coming back on this side of the field. And just, you know, for myself, and I know many other, you know, high level people that expect this also, but when you're going, like, from Mad Brother's perspective, when you're going back to the net, don't follow the ball back. Like, even if you're trying to get boost, pick up some pads in the middle and go to the net. Like, that's what Mad Brother should be doing here. You know, since you're not going back to the net, like, he should recognize this and come in behind you. You know, but he doesn't. But you guys got a goal anyways, and it worked out, but damn, that was risky. That was a good shot, though. Nice job. Kickoff's fine. That was funky. Good job. Like, you know, that's kind of what I meant about, like, you know, being responsible when you're last guy. Nice job there. Your teammate pushes, that's fine. Nice hit. Doesn't go in, but it's still good. That's unfortunate. So on these, like, and I'm sure you probably already do it, but, you know, going in free play and just hitting the ball off the walls and getting better at reading, you know, wall bounces, wall rebounds from the ground, you know, are really, really important, and can be some pretty darn easy goals, you know, for you. I recommend, you know, practicing that, and I'll show you how I like to do that in free play. Just hitting the ball off the wall and reading it and coming back and, you know, putting it on net. Great pass. Look at this pass. Boom, right off the wall. Nice job. Kickoff's good. So this is what I'm talking about. Just, you know, when you're second guy, you're responsible for keeping the ball, you know, out of your side as much as possible, and this is completely avoidable. Like, you should have rotated back. As soon as you see Mr. News lining up to go for that ball, you should be just going back. You know, it looked like you kind of thought about it, even. Like you almost did here. Oh, and then you went for it. See that? So part of, you know, and I'll make a comment about this too, but part of, you know, getting to higher ranks and, you know, improving your skill is going to be making the right decision faster. So, you know, that's part of getting better in the game. For this, like, so you're kind of, you know, you're backpedaling to the goal, trying to figure out how to keep the ball out of your net. Here, like, you have time. You know, just because the ball is on your side of the field doesn't mean that, like, you know, you need to, like, panic. And that's kind of what I saw here. You know, I mean, to me, you definitely could have just gone to net here. Like in this instance here, like you could have gone to net. But instead, like you go up the wall and you jump out. Let me re-show that from your perspective just quickly. Like there's really no reason to do that. Like you have all this time, you have 70 boost. Just go to the net. Nothing's wrong with just going to the net sometimes and just hanging out there. So nothing happened there, but it could have, you know. So just be wary of that. Like, and again, just jumping off the wall when you don't need to is like, you know, really, really risky stuff. Nice kickoff. That was a great kickoff. Just, you know, be the responsible second guy. Hold on a second. Wait for Mr. Noose's hit, because he would have hit that right to you. Like, if you're just kind of hanging out here. Oh. Completely unavoidable. That stinks, too. Like, you know, when you get beat to the ball like that and the ball just kind of goes into the net, that sucks. So you're still up by 1 point, though. Yeah, go back immediately. As soon as you see that bounce and there's no way you're making that if you hadn't already pre-jumped. Just go back. Just cut out. Just get out of there. Because now, you know, you're dealing with the ball on your side, and just you could have been back by now. Luckily, like, your teammate got back really fast. He was the one that passed it, but this is weird. I like that little hit though. That was pretty cool. Nice. He did not see that coming at all. Beautiful. It is just like a little weird here though, like luckily, like, Mad Brother sees you in the corner and just goes to the net, because that could have gone the other way, you know, for you there, but it didn't. It's nice. You're up by 2. Nice hit. It's a little like straight to him, but still it's good pressure. Nice. I like how you looked there. Like, you looked to see where your teammate was. That was really good. So look at the, like, score now. It's, you know, you're up by 3, but damn, they just layer on the goals in these last 2 minutes here. Yeah, even there, like, you know, you see that, just go to the net. If you went to the net there, you could have charged out at that ball and had a, you know, a decent clear, potentially a good pass to your teammate, because he's over there and he's even facing, you know, he could potentially redirect. So don't be afraid to just go to the net. Oops, I closed that. There's 1 goal for them. You're up by 2 still. No boost for you. Ooh. Like, here, like, just hang out. You don't have a lot of boost, but you have 11. Like, that would be enough for a save. Oh, like, there's really no reason to rush here. That, even if that would have been a shot by Mr. Noose, with what he's doing, that would have been, like, you could have saved it. Completely unavoidable situation here. Like, it all pretty much, like, you know, other than Mad Brother kind of passing it to them, he did beat Divine Horizon, but Mr. Noose was backing him up, so And then you kind of rushed out there and, you know, got you guys into this situation. And you got scored on, which is unfortunate. Nice kickoff. Good touch. That's a pinch, huh? Good patience. That was completely unnecessary. See, again, like, you're right by him, and this ball is like, you know, he's flung that ball, you know, off of the wall and is now chasing it in the air. And you know, at the diamond levels, you know what it's like to be in that situation. Like, you may not always feel like you have the ball, you know, under your complete control. And, you know, imagine being in that situation and having your teammate just kind of sit right next to you. And so, you know, when you're right next to him, that makes it pretty much impossible for you to save this. I think, like, to me, the underlying theme here in the video is just get more comfortable with being on defense, and you know, recognize the opportunity to just be in the net and you know, be comfortable there. 45 seconds left. You guys are now down by 1. A little more patience there by you. Like you're trying to kind of figure out what's going on, or what to do, or where to be. Didn't need to go for that, I don't think. You had time. Like, he's driving away from it. The other guy is, you know, further back. You know, work on, like, you know, dribbling too. That could really help you. And, you know, maintaining possession. And cause I'm seeing a lot of, like, just hits, you know, whether you have a plan for them or not. There's another one of those. Nice shot. Really nice shot. Good job. Good read, and just in time for overtime. My controller's disconnecting. Good job just wasting, you know, 2 seconds there. Here, like, you know, you're coming out of the net, like, you're deciding to leave the net here. For me, I'd be, you know, further back in the box, because then coming out, you would have been like, can I do that here? Okay, coming back, you would have been like, you know, if you were coming from the net, you would have, you know, more of this approach on the ball, you know, coming out. But instead, like, you know, because you're, you know, coming from this angle, you're having to deal with the ball, like, you know, with a less of an angle on the ball, pretty much is what it comes down to. Which is always going to be harder than, you know, just hitting the ball, like, along the wall. And because of that, your hit wasn't as powerful. Luckily, Mad Brother's back in the net. This is unfortunate. Yeah, like, this is, you know, again, you're driving along your teammate, and he's just boomed the ball up. You know, you're kind of, like, just blindly following him and not watching your opponent. And so that's why that happened completely. You know, then he just happens to demo you at mid, and they win the game when you were dead, which is quite unfortunate. So yeah, man, definitely some areas to improve. You know, thinking about your next touch is going to be really important. Easier said than done, but you know, work on that. You know, work on being able to recover your car. That's really important. I noticed it like in a couple, you know, situations where, you know, you weren't quite recovered in time to, you know, do something. You know, hold that drift button so when you land, you know, you're able to turn quickly. I do this so much, it's not even funny. I'll even like drift on the wall if I need to. And just being, you know, really careful to not pass it to your opponents. You know, that's obviously important. Working on dribble, you know, being able to dribble, it seriously just come into free play for, you know, maybe just a couple minutes a day, or, you know, maybe a total of like, you know, a half hour a week or something. Just work on dribbling, and you know, you don't have to even do anything fancy. Just practice controlling the ball and keeping it near your car. That's really super important, and you know, being comfortable with that. You don't need to, you know, even do anything fancy, any flicks. I love to flick myself, but just get comfortable dribbling. So I saw just a lot of like really hard hits coming out of you, and not a lot of, you know, calculated touches. So there's that. Wall rebounds, you know, work on those here in free play. What I like to do is, you know, start free play fresh, and you know, the ball's a little bit lifted off here, just like boom it at the wall, and practice, you know, reading what it's gonna do or what the ball is doing. You know, just take it, hit it, bam, just like score. Or take it like, you know, somewhere over there, practice scoring. Like, you know, those, if you're working on these rebounds, like just drilling them like crazy in free play, when it comes time to actually, like, you know, use them in a match, there'll be less of a, you know, an issue. Like there was one goal in particular in the match where like, or one shot in particular in the match where like it was not a crazy shot really. You know, so just practice those easy shots. Like those easy shots win games. You know, don't be scared to shoot it from far away either. I score so many damn goals of just like booming it down the field, just because I can see that my opponents are, you know, out of position or not in a good position to save my hit. So there's that. Like that's kind of how I like to work on those, and you can even set yourself up. And that wasn't a very good example of that. You know, hit it. So even, you know, transitioning from dribbling into something like that is very, very helpful. I'll show you, like, you know, maybe what that would look like. The ball's coming towards you, instead of just booming it, you know. So there's that. And then just, you know, overall, being just a responsible last man back. You know, when you're the last guy, there's, you know, it's a super important role. You know, maybe, you know, it's definitely more exciting to score goals and to be putting on offensive pressure, but man, like there's so much to be said for defensive players like in the game. If you're good on defense, like it's so frustrating for the other team on offense, and when you're just, you know, you're taking yourself out of like last man position pretty much by just following your teammate around. You know, it just makes it so easy for your opponents to be on offense, and you know, for them to put balls, you know, towards the box, which you want to avoid however you can. So yeah, those are kind of the tips that I had. I hope that, like, you know, I know we talked about, you know, potentially having some trainer packs to work on. I can give you some, but really, like, I feel like your improvements are in decision making, in terms of, you know, coming back to the net and being in the box to save a shot. So I'm not really going to recommend any trainer packs at this point, because of that. I feel like, you know, that's something to work on. And, you know, maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but, you know, having an issue identified for you, and, you know, you being aware of that will make you work on that, you know, issue. You know, it's just part of progression, is, you know, identifying what's wrong and fixing it, right? So it's not a bad thing either. Like, I thought you did really well. You definitely have technical skills, and you know, your rotations were good, I think, other than, you know, some of the rotational issues with, like, defense, you know, and being far enough away from your teammate so that you could, you know, back them up when they need it, or, you know, have adequate field coverage. But it's just, man, like, working on that, like, that comfort level on the defense side. And maybe you were playing like that because you were with a random, I don't know, but just from that game, I can already, like, tell that there's some, you know, opportunities to get better on defense, you know, and get better at recognizing when you are on defense. So yeah, I really hope that helps. I'm definitely around if you have any other questions, or, you know, if you want to talk through this at all. Really unfortunate game, you know, to be up by that much and then, you know, turn around and lose it. So yeah, sorry, man. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. We're here to help in the coaching channel. Otherwise, you know, keep on practicing. Good luck.